Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Kendall's Corner. Well, tonight is gonna be just a little bit different. I'm still eating, as you can see. I made some homemade guacamole dip. I put rotel, I put a little garlic, a little pepper, and as well some crushed bacon in it. And I'm using pork rinds since for the most part of my day I try to stick keto, but I still get my snack in. Shh, just don't tell my trainer. But anyway, this is going to be our little snack because this conversation tonight is more of a snacky sort of thing because your girl's been challenged. Actually, I have a couple challenges out here that I have to get to, but this was sort of a bit simpler for me, and actually it was stuff that I had already thought about a bit. So we're going to have a little dip and a little sip. Okay, y'all, I am infatuated with these sparkling ice waters. Every flavor I love. Oh my God, because I was trying to do better on my water, which I'm not good at. And my trainer advised me on this. Now, he actually advised me if I needed a little, alcoholic beverage, that I should mix my liquor with that. And that's good too. But right now, this ain't got nothing in it. It's just plain old sparkling water. This is specifically cherry limeade, but I mean, I love every flavor. Like, I've gone back to the store twice in the last 3 days just to stock us up because my son loves them as well. But anyway, today I was challenged. And I was challenged by a YouTuber that I've loved since I met her. Well, met her through YouTube. She always seemed to keep it pretty real. She vlogs, she does reaction videos, she does her daily life. She's a vegan, her and her family. She's married, she has children, so she's a mother, she's a wife, and she let us into her family. So I've loved her, like I said, ever since I spoke with her actually through a live through another channel that I watch, and I'm going to be mentioning them later on in the video, but I want to give a big shout out to the Scott Squad. If you all are on YouTube and you enjoy different people's content, like a little bit of everything, be sure you check out Scott Squad. Like I said, she's a vegan, so she does a lot of vegan recipes as well. She actually did one the other day, and it was, her title was like making vegan fish or fish, and I was like, ooh, let me see. It was actually eggplant and deep fried it. And she said it was delicious, and honestly, it looked delicious. I think I'm gonna try it. But anyway, she's been dealing with a few things here lately in these YouTube streets. And she just decided today, I guess, that she really wants to get back to what her channel was originally about. And I commend her for that. I mean, it's real easy to get involved in stuff. So I'm not even going to go into it because honestly, I don't even know all the details, because anytime I kind of see any kind of friction, I kind of stay low of that, especially if I don't know complete backstories. Now, if I knew from the jump things that were going on, things that were said, then I'm definitely going to stand up for a friend. But I just don't know enough about these situations that's been going on where my 2 cents would even matter. So, but anyway, beyond all that, please go subscribe to the Scott Squad. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. You will enjoy her. You will love her personality. She is really funny. She really is. So anyway, thank you, Scott Squad. I accept your challenge, and here we go. So what it came down to now, I told you when I first started this that I had already had stuff wrote down. I've got several notebooks that I began at the beginning of this year when I said, hey, I'm going to do a YouTube channel. Mmm. That guac dip, you add that bacon in? Yeah. Okay. Y'all know I get sidetracked with food real quick. But anyway, you heard that. Woo. I let it get a little slushy too in that freezer. That's the truth. Okay. Bring it back to what it's about, Kendall. There are 7 questions. So I took these 7 questions for all the notes that I have in the first part of my notebook. And I guess it's sort of like another get to know me, but where my other get to know me was just some, some basic questions about just basic stuff, I guess. Like your favorite movie, favorite book, things like this. This is a little bit more detailed as to why y'all see my face on YouTube. So I had to think about these things early on. So I did have a reason. I felt like I had reason, but I had to put it on paper to kind of make it all make sense to me. And as I've always let it be known, I am 47 and proud. I have notebooks everywhere. I get it after my mom and my age, and we write down everything. So thanks, Mom. Because I love looking back at my old notebooks where I wrote down ideas or poems or just all those kinds of things. So anyway, so the first question was, what inspired me to start making videos? I was inspired a long time ago. Actually, in about June of 2008. In June 2008, I had been newly married for about 8 months. And I have to be honest, things were very rocky. Things weren't looking the best. But I did love them. And there are a few things we just didn't see eye to eye on, I guess. But without going into all of those details, my ex-husband and I had some loves, and that was one, to eat, 2, to travel. So, as you all can tell, if you've watched any of my content, I love to cook. So it kind of worked. But anyway, we would go out to restaurants, or I would cook, or when we would travel, we would go to different spots that we had read about, and we would sit like we were 2 food reviewers, and we would tell each other the flavors that we were tasting, how good it was. And I looked at him on a couple of occasions. No, not a couple, a few. And I said, we should start a YouTube channel. For all the restaurants that we go to, we should like give them a review and just put our thoughts out there. It would be something fun to do. Well, he never acted like it interests him at all. I don't think until maybe now he even understands that YouTubers can make really good money. So anyway, he blew it off. He never gave me anything back. So I kind of just let it go to the wayside. Well, if you now fast forward to 2019, we had gone through 3 separations, and finally he divorced me. Those were some pretty rough moments in my life. I already knew that I had a slight case of depression because I would get so sad when things would happen. But I didn't really understand depression until those times hit me. A lot of times I tried to wear a smile, and half the time it was a fake smile. And act like I was all right. But in all honesty, I wasn't. I was broken inside. I tried to be strong for my 2 children that I still had to take care of. Um, and I still had a mortgage to pay. I still had everyday bills, light bill, gas bill, water bill, internet bill, phones, food, gas for my car, my credit cards. And I wasn't prepared to only be one income. So it put me in a terrible financial bind that I still to this day am trying to climb out of. As I said, my To Be Honest video that I did a while back, I live check to check. I have just enough in the end to buy groceries. And sometimes I don't even have that. But God, He always makes a way or somehow puts something in my pocket. Because what I'm paying out certainly don't match what I'm bringing in. So I'm grateful. But anyway, I told myself after he divorced me that I needed to make myself happy in some way, shape, or form. So I decided I'm going to go, full force with my YouTube. Well, then I got scared. All these thoughts were going on at the beginning of the year. Well, I met a gentleman and we went out on a few dates. In the end, he's no longer around. But while he was around, he was encouraging me to do YouTube. I had fed him a couple meals and told him that I had thought about it, and he was pushing me to do it. Well, right in the process of me attempting to start looking at the equipment that I needed, I guess some things happened or whatever, and so we weren't speaking anymore. So then I was a little like, oh God, here goes this dream of mine again. But then I said, you can do this. I was looking at all other YouTubers and people were saying, do you have a phone? If you got a phone, you can do it. You don't need the fancy camera. You don't need the fancy lights and all that stuff. Well, I said, I'm going to do it. Well, this year, my 16-year-old and my brother, their birthday is within 2 days apart, right there around Memorial Day. So I usually can afford to take one nice trip a year that I have to pay for. So we decided the three of us were going to spend it together this year. So we went to Puerto Rico. I was blessed to go there and take my son for his 16th birthday because every time I would ask him where he wanted to go, it was always Puerto Rico. So we did that and we had a blast. While I was there, I had this thing come over me and it was like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm feeling good. I'm not letting anything stop me when I get back to these States. I'm going to do this YouTube thing. So I came back. I put up my first video. And it really wasn't saying a whole lot other than trying to introduce myself. So I think doing these videos now keep me in a good place. So my inspiration for doing these videos was to keep myself out of a bad place and do something that I enjoy and that I would hope that others would enjoy as well. I've always had the gift of gab. I love to talk. I love to eat. Why not mix the two? I was looking at Be Loved like, hey, this can be done. So I did it. So, like I said, I guess my inspiration was just not wanting to sit around all day. I would go to work. I would come home. And I would just sit there. I'd watch TV. I'd be sad. One minute I was trying to be happy, and not 2 minutes later, I would feel terrible. I would cry in my shower. I had nothing to do with my time. I used to craft a little bit, but then that kind of got boring. I wanted to do a little bit of something more. Now, mind you, I still craft though. I always like to make my Christmas gifts and things like that. I think it means a lot to people when you truly try to put your time into something. So anyway, my inspiration, I guess, is just that. From being in such a sad, miserable place, and I finally wanted to do something that made me happy. So, it's done just that too. All right, so number 2, what message are you trying to get across in your videos? That one I had to think about. And my answer is, I don't really know if I have a specific message. I did point out 3 things, and one was I do want to sort of be an inspiration to others at my age, at my place in life, where I am financially. I want to inspire others that if this is a goal of yours to do, just do it. Get your niche, whatever you like to do, and just put it out there. Believe you me, there's somebody that's going to like it. Number 2, I guess also with my tutorials, I like to show that anybody can cook a good meal as long as you follow directions. And then number 3, I guess would have to do with my different stories or the different things that I talk about within my videos. If you go back and you really listen, and like I said, I know I'm lengthy in some of my videos. Some of my videos, they go up to an hour, some 30 minutes, some 12 minutes, but that's just me. I always said, if you don't want to stay the whole hour, that's fine. You click on, get a few minutes, that's good. But that's not always be me. I do some of everything. It all depends on how I'm feeling. But I think in a lot of my stories that I tell about things that I've gone through, I'm always kind of fussing about somebody. What that always comes down to is this world right now, the people in this world lack love and consideration for others, period. They just don't care. And that gets up under my skin. It really does. I'm not saying you live your life for a stranger, but it don't cost you nothing to be kind and considerate to a stranger. So, I don't know if you really call those messages, but those would be the 3 things that I definitely would want people to pull away from watching me. The 3rd question was what my username means. I spoke a little bit about this already on my vision board that I did. When I was a toddler, my mom aspired to become an actress. And this was in the early 70s or mid 70s, I think. And she wanted to pursue an acting career. So she decided with my grandmother that she would go out to California and pursue her acting career. And my grandmother agreed to watch over me. Well, she was out there for a few years. We got to visit. We got to meet great people. Red Fox, Lamont from Sanford and Son. Like, she was rubbing noses with them people. She actually, the back of her head is on the Sanford and Son episode where he was getting the award for Junk Man of the Year. Yeah, that's my mommy. But anyway, so during that time, my grandmother was a seamstress. And I think it was like late 70s. Maybe 78, 79, something like that. She, because we were in the Washington, D.C. area. And she was given the opportunity to make the Redskins cheerleaders uniforms. That was amazing. That stadium, at the age I was like, what? 7, 6, 7, 8. It looked humongous to me. Oh my God. I just remember that and the feeling that I had. So that's why I'm always going to be a Skins fan. But anyway, as I said, she also had a boutique, and she named that boutique Kendall's Corner. Well, she since then has passed a few years back, several years back. And that name always stuck in my head. So when I was trying to think of names for my YouTube channel, I had a couple. But every time I would think of Kendall's Corner, because Kendall's Corner was one on the list, I kept getting this message in my head that was saying God-given, God-given. So finally I was like, that's it. That's my name. That's going to be my channel name. Because it was God-given, and it as well symbolizes my grandmother as well. So that's why it's Kendall's Corner. The fourth question. What inspires me to keep making videos when you haven't found success yet? I looked at that question. I kind of shook my head, thought about it. And what I came up with was I think that all depends on how you define success. When I got my first subscriber, when I got my first like, when I got my first comment, when I got my first share, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was already a success in my own eyes. So now I haven't achieved the financial gains, but my sanity and me not being in those depressed places as often as I was, that's good for me. Now, I'm not going to say a little extra income ain't going to help your girl out. Now, I'd be lying if I said that. But I must say that what YouTube has done to help me to get out of those bad places, to get out of my mind constantly goes. And it's so many things for me to worry about on a daily basis. How is this going to get done? How am I going to do A? How am I going to do B? How am I going to do C? And YouTube takes away from that. It gives me something else to focus on. And it's something that I love to do. You hear me? I love to do this. So I don't think I can beat that. I'm already a success. I'm doing things that I love to do. Eating and talking. And with a lot of hard work, the financial gain will come later. Number 5. So what software do I use? All right. So I do have a nice Canon DSLR camera. But it is an older model. But I don't have a laptop. As soon as I decided I was doing YouTube, my laptop played out. Devil, get behind me, Satan. So I have to do everything on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, and I do everything on that. I use iMovie, and I use Perfect Video. So iMovie is what I use mainly to do all the editing. Perfect Video is what I do to give you these wonderful backgrounds. And then surprisingly, I came across another YouTuber since I've been doing this. Love Life with Lodge. That is my sister girl. You hear me? And as I was watching one of her videos a while back to find out more about her and see what her content was, she advised that she used PicMonkey to do her thumbnails. So she was the one that assisted without even knowing in me doing my thumbnails. Because at first my thumbnails were just pictures of me, da 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 da. They didn't have any writing or anything to make it kind of pop. So thank you, Lash. So those are the only 3 things that I use. Like I said, once again, iMovie, but Perfect Video. I always want to say Perfect Movie, but Perfect Video and PicMonkey. The 6th question, what video are you most proud of? Well, gosh darn it, I'm proud of all my videos. No, I guess I would have to say my proudest video, I think, was Chat and Pics video. And the reason why that's probably my favorite, that was the first time I learned how to use a green screen. So I was excited. I love being able to change that background. And then second, if I had to say, it would be, I always forget the full titles of them. Let's Eat Dinner with Beloved Sauce, when I did sausage, cucumber, rice, eggs, and corn. And the reason why I say that was because that was the first time I ever did my thumbnail using PicMonkey that my sis Laj had showed me about. So I guess they would be my 2 favorite videos because I was trying something new. So that kind of excited me. And last but not least, why should anyone subscribe to my channel? That was a hard one to really think about. But what I came up with again was, if you love food, if you love some good conversation, and if you just don't want to eat alone and you like to listen, I think I got all those T's crossed and those I's dotted on that. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to always be me. I don't sugarcoat anything. It was funny when I first started putting my videos out. My mom was like, oh, do you have to drink that beer out of the can? And things like that. And I'm just like, Mom, I have to be me. And she's very understanding about that. So thank you, Mom. I did start trying to put it in a cup, but sometimes it's going to be that can out there. And yes, I'm going to drink. That's what I do. I think this is the first video I've done where I'm actually eating a little something and there's no alcohol. But believe you me, when this video's over, I'm going to give me a sip. But I just try to be me. I try to keep it real as possible. I stay in my lane. I stay low of things that I don't know anything about. I try to offer constant inspiration to my fellow tubers. I'm not going to ever really hear anything hateful come out of my mouth. Unless someone has done something specifically to me. Love to eat, love to talk. If you love to listen, I stay in my own lane. I try not to be involved in no BS that I don't know nothing about. Then I'm the person you should be subscribed to. So that was it for the questions. I enjoyed that. But I am going to shout out a couple channels that I want to challenge to do this, because I want to know a little bit more about your reasons. Now, mind you, I met a lot of cool people. Met a lot of cool people on the tube. But I'm actually only going to call out those channels that have less than 1,000 subscribers, because we're the smaller channels. We're the ones that's trying to get to the thresholds that you need to be to become great, to achieve a little bit more greatness than we already have. So I'm gonna first challenge one of my favorite couples out here in this YouTube world. They have become like brother and sister to me, and I cannot wait for the day that I get to meet them. They are so cool, so laid back, and just kind. And that is Marriage and Marijuana with Mr. and Cakes. Y'all please go subscribe to the channel. They do lives and it be chill. Oh, it be so chill. Oh my gosh, we have a good time. Definitely. And Mr. He writes music, he makes music. Y'all gotta check his music out. Hey, he on point, let me tell you. Cakes has her own photography business. She does beautiful photography. So really chill couple. I love them. I really do, from the bottom of my heart. Second person I'm gonna try challenge is Mommy and Me. We just actually became friends or subbed to each other's channels. And I haven't got to watch all of her content yet, but the few videos I have, I love it. It's a young girl and her son getting through life. She's teaching him how to become a man. And I just love to see, especially young mothers, when they put so much time into their children. A lot of them out there, you know, they just looking for the next babysitter so they can hit the streets, you know. So when you see a mother that's definitely trying, and you see the love and what she's trying to teach them, I commend her for that. So Mommy and Me, I'm challenging you. The third individuals, doing time with the Darlands. Yes. Go check them out, people. That's just another chill family with a story. Mr. Darlan has stated, he's done videos on it. He's about, I think he's either 47, 48, somewhere around there. But he spent a majority of his life locked up from things that he did. And Mrs. Darlan was there to raise the children. And it's been hard. But when he was released on the last time, he decided he was making changes. He realized that all this time he was chasing a lot of things that I guess was getting him in trouble, and he really wasn't putting his family first because his family needs him there. I commend him. He goes back and forth to different prisons, I believe, and he does speeches. I actually put one of his speeches on my Facebook page. So if you scroll back a little bit, or better yet, I'll put the link below in my information. Please check him out. He had a lot of really stand-up stuff to talk about. Like, he really made you think. And I love their family together. So, doing time with the Darlands, I challenge you. And another new individual that I've just started following. I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of her content either. But she sort of falls in line with more of the mukbangs. I think she actually, though, is probably more so on the ASMR, which I'm very interested in. So I definitely will be taking some long looks at her videos. But who do you love ASMR? Who, H-O-O, D-O-O, you love ASMR? I challenge you. I want to know more about you. I'm sorry. I had to take a break and go kill a fly that was flying around. He was starting to irk me, so I had to go in and lay him to rest. But anyway, I also want to challenge Sunshine Peoples and Fam. She found me on YouTube, and I forget if it was through another channel or not, but she's been so absolutely supportive and loving to me on every video that I post. And I've been trying to return love to her. But I want to hear really what she's got to say and her reasonings as to why she does this as well. So I'm challenging you as well. Sunshine Peoples and Fam. 89 Bennett. I challenge you too. So those are the only people right now that I have on my list that I'm challenging. And like I said, that's just because I really wanted to put the spotlight on a few YouTubers that are under 1,000 subscribers. All right, so that's about it. I want to go chill and watch some YouTube now. So I'm going to take the last bit of my avocado dip and pork rinds. I'm going to mix me a little vodka in this, and I'm going to go sit back and catch up on some YouTube. I hope y'all enjoyed. I certainly did. Thank you so much, Scott Squad, for challenging me and putting me out there, girl. Thank you. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hey, y'all challenge some people. Let's get to know why people are out here doing this YouTube thing. Let's bring out people's names, put them on the spot. But again, thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please become a part of my family. I'm pretty sure you'll be well entertained. Click that notification bell. Be sure you set it to all so you will be notified every time your girl posts up. Yes. But anyway, I'm going to call this one a wrap, y'all. And until the next video, as I always end out, be blessed. I sure am.